Good evening, my dear students. Welcome to my channel, Desire to Learn with Mukesh. So today in this video, we will learn another new poem from class 5th NCERT English book, Marigold. And the title of the poem is Topsy Turvy Land. So without being late, let us start today's video. So the poem Topsy Turvy Land. So first of all, before starting the poem, we will look at the objectives. What will be our objectives for this poem? First one, after completion of the poem, the children will be able to recite the poem with proper pronunciation, rhythm, intonation, and actions. 2. Comprehend the poem. 3. Understand the meaning of the new words in the poem and use them in sentences. 4. Understand and list the differences between our land and topsy-turvy land. Number 5. Develop a sense of cleanliness of surrounding. Number 6. Unfold their imaginative arena by imagining themselves in a topsy-turvy land. Last one, find out the describing words and rhyming words from the poem. So students, title of the poem is Topsy Turvy Land. So what do you mean by topsy turvy? Do you know students? Topsy turvy means upside down. Here you can see three pictures are here. Okay. So topsy turvy means upside down. That means full inverted. So have you ever thrown your school bag on your bed? Yes. Sometimes when you are in a hurry to go outside to play with your friends or you want to visit your friend's house, at that time you throw your school bag and went to your friend's house or to play with them. Have you ever left your shoes and socks here and there? Students, have you? Yes. Sometimes when you are in a hurry to go outside to play with your friends or to visit your friend, then you do. Students, have you ever played with your ball in your room? That means inside of your room? Yes, sometimes you do so. Sometimes you play. So, if we will do such things, then what will be happen to our room? Does your room sometimes look like this? That is being shown in the picture? Yes, sometimes. So, this is the picture of an untidy room. Untidy means things are not arranged properly. Tidy means where things are arranged properly. So here in this room, the things are not arranged in a proper manner. So this is an untidy room, a messy room, a topsy-turvy room. So sometimes when you throw your school bag on your bed, you keep your shoes here and there, and you play inside your room also becomes like this, topsy-turvy, right? This is also another picture of a topsy-turvy room. And this is also another picture of topsy-turvy room. So this is a tidy classroom. All things are arranged: blackboard, table, chairs, all things are arranged in a proper manner. That means this is a tidy classroom, not untidy. Books are nicely arranged in normal land. Do you arrange your books like this in a beautiful way? Yes. We have to arrange our books in this manner, in a proper way, so that when someone enters our room, he or she will be very happy to see our books. that has been arranged in a properly manner. So we have to arrange in a proper manner. We have to keep our room arranged. We have to convert our room to a tidy room, not untidy. देखो, a beautiful park in normal land. This is a beautiful park because all the things are arranged proper in a proper manner. That's why the park is looking very beautiful, right? Okay, now we will see what are the new words from the poem. Then we will discuss the poem. So first one is sea. Sea means a large body of salt water, जिसको आप समुद्र कहते हैं हिंदी में. We always spend our vacation by the sea. The sea water tastes salty. Next word, topsy turvy. Topsy turvy means upside down, disorderly, chaotic. His room is looking topsy turvy. Pleasure. Pleasure means feeling of enjoyment. I get pleasure when I read a new book. Grand. Grand means big. But here in this poem, meaning of grand is great form. She lives in a very grand house. Here, meaning of grand is big in the first sentence. But in the second sentence, the meaning of grand is great form. That is also in the poem. It's grand to see boats on the road in topsy-turvy land. So grand has two meanings, right? First one is big. She lives in a very grand house means she lives in a very big house. And second one is great form. Also in this poem, the meaning of grand is great form. It's grand to see boats on the road in topsy-turvy land. Now we will discuss the poem, students. The poem is like this. The people walk upon their heads, the sea is made of sand, the children go to school by night in topsy-turvy land. Once again, the people walk upon their heads, the sea is made of sand, the children go to school by night in topsy-turvy land. Here the poet wants to tell that people in topsy-turvy land walk upon their heads, whereas in our land, people walk by foot. The sea found in topsy-turvy land is made of sand, whereas in our land it is made of water. The children in topsy-turvy land go to school by night, but in our land, children go to school during daytime. You also go to school during daytime, right? Because our land is a normal land, right? But in topsy-turvy land, the children go to school by night. The front door step is at the back. You are walking when you stand. You wear your head upon your feet in topsy-turvy land. Once again, the front door step is at the back. You are walking when you stand. You wear your head upon your feet in topsy-turvy land. That means in topsy-turvy land, people make doorstep at the back of their house. But in our land, we make doorstep at the front of our house. And also, they wear their heads upon their feet. But we wear our heads upon our head. So everything is the opposite of our land. So topsy-turvy land is an interesting land, right? And buses on the sea you will meet, while pleasure boats are planned to travel up and down the streets of topsy-turvy land. Once again, and buses on the seas you will meet, while pleasure boats are planned to travel off and down the streets of topsy-turvy land. Means in topsy-turvy land we will find buses on the sea and boats are used to travel up and down the streets. But in our land, buses are used to travel up and down the streets and we travel by ship in the sea. But here in topsy-turvy land, everything is opposite of our land. Here people travel in buses in the sea, on the sea, but they use boat to travel up and down the streets. You pay for what you never get. I think it must be grand. Or when you go, you are coming back in topsy-turvy land. Once again, you pay for what you never get. I think it must be grand. For when you go, you are coming back in topsy-turvy land. Means in topsy-turvy land, you have to pay for what you don't purchase. And you need not to pay for what you purchase. So it is a grand, it is a matter of big fun, right? If you go forward, you will come back. In topsy-turvy land, if you want to go forward, if you go forward, walk forward, then you will come back automatically. So if you want to go ahead, then you have to come back. As you want to go forward, you have to come back. If you will come back, then you will go forward. Because in topsy-turvy land, everything is opposite of our land. If you want to go forward, then you have to come back. If you come back, then you will go forward. Like that. So you can see boats on the road and buses on water. So this is a picture of topsy-turvy land. Now, gist of the poem. This poem has been composed by H.E. Wilkinson. So the poet of the poem is H.E. Wilkinson. It is about a strange land where everything is upside down in a jumbled and disorganized manner. In this land, everything is different from our land. This land is known by the name Topsy-Turvy land. So in this land, people walk upon their head, the sea is made of sand, the children go to school at night, not in the morning like us. The front doorstep is at the back. So if you want to enter to someone's house, then you have to go from the back side, right? Because the doorstep is at the back. The buses run on water and boats travel up the streets. People wear their hats on their feet, but we wear our hats on our head, right? Upon our head. People pay for what they never get. But in our land, we only pay for what we get, what we purchase. But in profitable land, they have to pay for what they never get. Means they have to pay for the what they never purchase. They don't purchase. Here in this land, everything is in a disordered manner. This land is completely different from the land we live on. So, what are the differences between topsy-turvy land and our land? Let us have a look. Topsy-turvy land, our land. In topsy-turvy land, people walk on their heads, but in our land, we walk on our feet. In topsy-turvy land, the buses run on the sea, but in our land, the buses run on land. In topsy-turvy land, the people wear their heads on feet, but in our land, we wear our heads on our heads. In topsy-turvy land, boats travel in streets, but in our land, boats sail in the sea. In topsy-turvy land, people pay for what they don't get, they don't purchase. But in our land, we only pay for what we purchase, what we get. In topsy-turvy land, the sea is made of sand, but in our land, the sea is made of water. In topsy-turvy land, the children go to school by night, but in our land, we go to school in the morning. Children go to school in the morning. In topsy-turvy land, the front doorstep is at the back, but in our land, the front doorstep is at the front. In topsy-turvy land, people walk when they stand, but in our land, people walk when they walk. In topsy-turvy land, if you want to stop, then you have to walk. If you will walk, then you will be automatically stopped. But in our land, if you want to stop somewhere, then you have to stop walking, right? But in topsy-turvy land, if you want to stop somewhere, then you have to walk, continue your walking, then you will stop. And if you want to walk, then you have to stop there. Then you will automatically be walked. So how interesting is the land, topsy-turvy land, right? So now we'll see some rhyming words from the poem. Okay. So pleasure, treasure, measure. These are the rhyming words, right? Then wear, tear, plan, can, scan, strand. So these are called rhyming words. Topsy turvy, hurly burly, curly whirly. So these are the rhyming words. Next, opposite words. We call it in English antonyms, right? Down, up, head, foot or tail. Then opposite of never is always. Opposite of pleasure is sorrow or pain or displeasure. Next, front. Opposite of front is back. Night, day, stand, sit, planned, unplanned. Now, rhyming word. Rhyming words of head are dead, bread, bed, and bed. Rhyming words of sand are land, hand, and stand. Rhyming words of stand are land, hand, and sand. Rhyming words of feet are mit, it, hit, sit, and mit. Rhyming words of grand are hand, land, sand, and brand. Rhyming word of meet are it, hit, sit, mit, fit. Now we will discuss homophones. So student, do you know what are homophones? Homophones means these are the words having same sound same, but have different meanings. So the words which have sound same, which have same sound, but different meanings, they are called homophones in English. So for example, there, T-H-E-I-R, there, T-H-E-R-E, there. These two words have same sound, but they have different meanings, right? C, you know the meaning of C and C. Okay, so these are also homophones. Then meet, M-E-E-T, M-E-A-T. Okay, so both the words have same sound but different meanings. So the words which have same sound but different meanings, they are called homophones. Then some, S-O-M-E, S-U-M, some. Where, W-A-R, W-A-R-E, where. So these are the homophones. Now, one word answer. Upside down. What does upside down means? Upside down means topsy turvy, feeling of enjoyment, pleasure, great fun, grand. Now we will rearrange. Renu Nutty is a girl. Renu is a nutty girl. Untidy room her always is. Her room is always untidy. Mother her advises her clean to it. Her mother advises her to clean it. Never listens she her mother to. She never listens to her mother. Kind of what child a you are? What kind of a child are you? The students here, you make mistake. Listen carefully. Here this is an interrogative sentence. So the correct sentence will be what kind of a child are you? If there is an exclamatory sentence, then you have to write what kind of a child you are. And at the end of the sentence, there will be an exclamation mark. But here question mark is there. So this is an interrogative sentence. So you have to write are you, not you are. Okay. But in exclamatory sentence, you have to write what kind of a child you are. But here no exclamation mark is there. Here a question mark is there. So the sentence will be what kind of a child are you? Okay, now we will discuss some comprehension questions from the poem. Can you say? When do children go to school in Topsy Turvy land? Children go to school by the night in Topsy Turvy land. Where do we find buses in Topsy Turvy land? We find buses on the sea in Topsy Turvy land. What moves up and down the streets in Topsy Turvy land? Boats move up and down in the streets in the Topsy Turvy land. In Topsy Turvy land, how will one travel through sea? In topsy-turvy land, one is to travel by bus through the sea. What are boats planned for in topsy-turvy land? In topsy-turvy land, boats are planned to travel up and down the streets. What must be grant in topsy-turvy land? In topsy-turvy land, the people pay for what they never get. That must be grand in that land. That means topsy-turvy land. Why topsy-turvy land is referred to as an upside-down land? In topsy-turvy land, all things are opposite of our land. All things are reverse there of our land. So it is compared as an upside-down land. In this poem, if buses travel on the sea, then where do the boats travel? How should it rightly be? If buses travel on the sea, the boats travel up and down the streets. So how should it rightly be? Boats should travel, boats should rightly be in water, and buses on roads. But that is opposite in topsy-turvy land. How people walk on topsy-turvy land and on our land. On topsy-turvy land, people walk upon their heads, but on our land, people walk by their feet. What is the sea made of in topsy-turvy land? In topsy-turvy land, the sea is made of sand, but in our land, the sea is made of water. Where is the front doorstep in topsy-turvy land? The front doorstep is at the back in topsy-turvy land. But in our land, the front doorstep is always at the front of our house. How do people in topsy-turvy land wear their hats? In topsy-turvy land, people wear their hats upon their feet. Here, spelling mistake is there, not feet, that is feet. Okay, F-E-E-T-S. In topsy-turvy land, sorry, F-E-E-T, feet, not feet. Singular is foot, F-O-O-T, and plural is feet, F-E-E-T. Singular foot, F-O-O-T, plural feet, F-E-E-T. So you have to replace S by T, not F-E-S, F-E-T. In topsy-turvy land, people wear their hats upon their feet. Who is the poet of the poem Topsy-Turvy Land? H. E. Wilkinson is the poet of the poem Topsy-Turvy Land. So now here is a work for you students. Tell 5 things, write 5 things you do to make your home look neat and tidy. Okay, there should be a space between home and look. Okay, there is a typing mistake. Tell 5 things or write 5 things you do to make your home look neat and tidy. So many things you do to you arrange the materials, your shoes, bag, everything in a proper manner, okay, in an appropriate place. So you have to write what you have to do, what you usually do to make your home look neat and tidy. So this was an interesting poem, students. I think you might have enjoyed the poem. Okay, so many interesting poems and prose are there in our English book. We will discuss all of them one by one. So for today, we enjoyed one prose and one poem. So okay, thank you all for watching the video. Okay, so wish you all the best for your future. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.